Thomas Erikson is a Swedish author. He offers us in this book an easy way to understand people around us. We often misunderstand people around us and call them idiots, and this is not always true, but they have different behavioral and communication traits from us. In this book, Erikson categorizes people into 4 types. Every one of them has a different behavioral type and communication with others. Let's clarify them. Surrounded by Idiots, by Thomas Erikson. In your daily life, whether at your work, school, or home, you will deal with people with different behaviors and personalities. Assumed you are discussing your PhD with a group of experts and members of the faculty at your university. Undoubtedly, every one of them will have a different opinion about your research. Their different personalities and behaviors that determine their perspectives towards the outside world are the reason for that to a large extent. To be able to change your presentation style to correspond with the different personalities that you meet in your life is a brilliant skill. To recognize the most important personalities, Thomas Erikson categorizes people's personalities into 4 types based on the ancient writings of the famous Greek physician Hippocrates. The first personality is red, and Hippocrates called this type of people hot-tempered or aggressive. Reds are known to be ambitious, controlling, decisive, competitive, and most of the time they are stressed. They express their opinions freely and they like to be out of the box. The most famous Reds are Steve Jobs and Margaret Thatcher. The second type is yellows. Hippocrates called them optimists. They are known for their optimism, cheerfulness, and confidence. They love talking and they answer unexpected questions. Some people find them annoying for being talkative, but others may find them entertaining and charming characters. The third type is green. They are calm, easygoing, and tolerant. They are good listeners, not like the yellows who are known to be bad listeners. They do not like to be on the spot or to create noisiness or conflict. Therefore, they are the best to work in a team. Mahatma Gandhi and Jimmy Carter are well-known people with elements of green. And finally, blues, who are described by Hippocrates as melancholic. Although many people find them pessimists, they consider themselves realists and they are meticulous, and this can delay completing their missions. They analyze everything silently and do not like to share their thoughts if nobody asks them to. Bill Gates and Albert Einstein are known to be blues. Bit to remember, there are 4 categories of people's personalities, each of which has its own behavioral and psychological style that is totally different from the others. We can put the 4 personalities in 4 boxes as follows: introvert, extrovert, task-oriented and issue-oriented, relation-oriented and people-oriented. Every box of the above illustrates how each category of them can share some behavioral and psychological traits. Red and blue care more about tasks and issues. But green and the yellow focus more on relations and people. For green and blue, they are introvert. But red and yellow tend to be extrovert and initiative. While people tend to classify others into one of the 4 categories, all of us have a combination of 2 colors. It is common to find blue person who is analytical, combined with the green, who is stable, or to find the red one who loves controlling, combined with the yellow who is optimistic. The least common is green behavior in combination with red behavior or blue with yellow. Bit to remember, we can classify people's personalities according to their interests and psychological feelings, and there is no doubt that every one is a combination of different colors. And now, after we have discovered the types of behaviors that every personality of the 4 has, we have to practice dealing and coping with those different personalities, whether at the work, at school, or with family members. Regardless the type of personality you are dealing with, criticizing will remain the hardest conversation you can get into. Let's discuss the best way for conversation with different personalities. Reds are easy to start a conversation with. This is because they love talking directly without any frills. You will find them welcoming if your voice is clear, your evidences are tangible, and you are talking to the point and do not waste their time. That is because they tend to attack if they find weak evidence and style. But for yellows, there are different challenges, as we must try to be open-minded, friendly, and funny. It is also preferable to prepare a to-do list with the main points because they are unorganized and lose concentration quickly. Thirdly, green personality. When you communicate with green person, make sure not to put him on the spot, whether the conversation topic was positive or negative, as it is preferable to talk to him separately. Greens love listening to direct instructions rather than being initiative. And because they do not like changing, try to make your instructions easy with small steps so they can make it by time until they reach the solution. And finally, blues. As they are analytical, before meeting with them you have to be fully prepared to write down each and every detail. If you want to affect them, your information must be true, and you must be able to present details about the topic. And also, you have to be ready to answer all their detailed questions about the smallest details in the discussion topic. Bit to remember, every color has his own favorite way in speaking and listening. Get to know them to be a master in dealing with everybody. After we knew the conversational methods and criticizing for the 4 types, we have to know that the 4 personalities play a vital role in forming successful teamwork. If you are about to form your own teamwork, you have to know the types of personalities that you are going to work with, and to make sure that you have succeeded in putting the right types of people together. The most harmonized and balanced teamwork usually consists of controlling reds along with analytical blues, or optimistic yellows with stable greens. But if you put blues and greens together in one team, there would be problems with making decisive and speedy decisions because both tend to be introvert and negative to some extent, and their decisions must be well studied and even more than needed. On the contrary, in combining both reds and yellows together, we may face many communication and conversational problems, as they both are bad listeners. Communication is the hardest in a group that includes both reds and greens. Reds describe their green colleagues as they are overly complaining about the workload, while greens see their red colleagues listeners, arrogant, and aggressive. And the same in putting yellows and blues together, it is one of the hardest challenges. While blues are known for being meticulous in analyzing the details, yellows, with their easygoing characters, work hard without preparation or analysis. Bit to remember, the most important reason for the success or the failure of a team is the good adaptation between different personalities.